for the Laureas World Sportswoman of the Year are all incredible talents at the very top of their game. Each of them has had a stellar 12 months, breaking records, lifting trophies, as well as making history and inspiring others in the process. I was fortunate enough to win a Laureas, and I can tell you that it's an award every athlete treasures, due in great part to the way the winners are selected. As one of the Laureas Academy members, I can tell you it's one of the toughest jobs in sport, each year deliberating over who should win. And I am delighted to say that the Academy have chosen as the Laureas World Sportswoman of the Year, Elaine Thompson-Herah. Congratulations, Elaine.
I want to thank the Laureas Sports Academy for this beautiful award. And I want to thank also the nominees from all different sports with all their fantastic talent. You know, reflecting on last year based on my achievement on the track, I am the second woman to do what I have done at the Olympics. To be the fastest woman alive, it's really an honor and a privilege. It is an honor to walk away with this trophy. And I just want to thank all my management team, my friends, my families, and also my fans across the world. Thank you.
Yeah, Elaine Thompson-Herah, in a recorded victory speech, the Jamaican was announced as the Laureus Sportswoman of the Year at a digital ceremony in Seville on Sunday. Thompson-Herah is the first Jamaican to win the prestigious female honour. Fellow Jamaican Usain Bolt, of course, a four-time Sportsman of the Year awardee, is the only other Caribbean athlete to be honoured by the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. Now, Thompson-Herah joins an elite group of female winners such as tennis stars Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka, five-time Olympic swimming gold medalist Missy Franklin of the USA, gymnast Simone Biles, and skiing legend Lindsey Vonn. She is the 9th female from track and field to claim the award. Marion Jones won the inaugural award back in 2000, followed by the Australian Cathy Freeman in 2001, British athletes Kelly Holmes 2004 and Jessica Innes-Hill in 2013 also copped the prestigious honour. Russian pole vaulter Yelena Isenbayeva won twice, 2007 and 2009, while distance runners Vivian Cheruiyot of Kenya in 2012 and Ethiopia's Genzebi Dibaba in 2015 also secured the accolade. The Minister of Sport in Jamaica, Olivia Babsy-Grange, has led the well-wishers, saying the award is another well-deserved recognition for the best athlete in the world. President of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, Garth Gale, issued this statement. He said, becoming the second Jamaican and the first female to win the prestigious Laureus Award is a significant achievement for Elaine and, by extension, Jamaica. This is also a boost for women in track and field and other sports to aim for the highest. We are particularly proud of Elaine for her continuous achievements on and off the track. This definitely sets the tone for a great year for all of our athletes. Senior writer at SportsMax.tv, Leighton Levy, joins us to discuss the significance of this achievement for Thompson-Herah. Leighton, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Again, as usual, great to have you on. This momentous occasion for Jamaica and Caribbean sport, and an athlete who stood tall in 2021.
Absolutely, Lance. I mean, you consider that Elaine Thompson-Herah set history on so many different levels last year. And as I said earlier this year, when I was on talking about the likelihood that she would win, you know, it's history of becoming the first double-double, the sprint double from 2016 up to 2021. First one to run under 10.7 4 times. You know, breaking the previous record held by Flojo. And of course, the second fastest woman of all time, a time that many people consider to be actually the true world record at 10.54 in Oregon on August 21st last year. So this actually is a good sign, and it's a breakthrough, because here's why I think it's a major breakthrough. Back in 2013, Shelley Fraser-Pryce won the triple in Moscow at the World Championships. And it was the first time in history of the World Championship since it began in 1983 that a female athlete was winning a triple at the major championship for track and for the sport of track and field. And that year she lost out to Serena Williams. I honestly thought that year would have been the year when Shelley Fraser-Pryce won the Laureus. And of course, so we are almost 10 years later, and it took a double historic performance from Elaine Thompson-Herah to actually win the Laureas Award in this 22nd year of existence. And I think it's a major breakthrough in that now that there are so many women looking up, young athletes looking up to Elaine Thompson-Herah and other Jamaican athletes, it tells them that these are the things that are possible if you continue to excel and strive for excellence. And I think, for so long, Jamaican female sprinters have been denied the awards at the very highest level of world sport. And of course, now Elaine Thompson-Herah has made the breakthrough for many of them. So I think it's a moment of inspiration for a lot of young female athletes, because, Usain Bolt won 4 times, 2009, 2010, 2013, and 2017. So, the young men already had that image to look up to. But for the women, not being able to get to that level of pinnacle of the sport, now that it's been done, they now see what is possible.
Yeah, Leighton, you made reference just now to the year that Serena Williams would have topped the SportsWoman Award ahead of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who had a big year then. But that leads me to the question about track and field and where it stands in world sport, because track and field enthusiasts and track and field officials globally are worried about the position that track and field holds. How then would you explain the proliferation of track and field athletes, both men and women, winning this award so many times?
It is kind of a paradox in terms, because
Leighton stuttering. I hope his team Liverpool doesn't stutter on Wednesday.
I actually hope they do.
You hope they do? Are you afraid of Liverpool or something?
I just don't want to have to deal with them. Why?
Okay.
Why
Anyway, we're talking track and field here and Thompson-Herah. Let's hope we get Leighton back. Do we? Leighton, can you hear us? Yeah,
I'm here.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost you for a moment.
Okay, I don't know what went wrong. Maybe the internet is messing around again. The thing is, I believe that what we saw, for example, when it was first awarded in 2000, Marion Jones won, and of course the year after that, Kathy Freeman from Australia, after winning the 400 meters at the Sydney Games. I think over the last few years, as time has passed, we've seen track and field fall down the pecking order. But before it started to fall, I think track and field was up there among the tennis players and the other sports in the world that commanded pride of place. What we've seen, however, is that since maybe the last 5 or 6 years, it's not been as prominent on the global stage as it used to be. I don't, primarily, I think probably because of the doping scandals and because there have been so many lacking of personalities in the sport of track and field as compared to, you can't compare to Serena Williams when it comes to personality. I think what we saw was the gradual, falling down the pecking order of track and field, notwithstanding the athletes winning the Laureus Award. And because if you look at the last few years, it's been tennis, and I'm trying to remember, and of course gymnastics, which tells you about how those sports are moving upward in terms of their global ranking, which is one of the reasons why I believe that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce did not win in 2013, given that I think she won didn't Serena win a couple of Grand Slams that year? And of course, I'm trying to remember, she won the Olympic gold medal that year as well. The Olympics do rank higher than the World Championships. So I think that's probably the reason why Shelly-Ann didn't win in 2014. But it's very hard to understand why that is, Lance. But I can only harbor a guess to suggest that track and field has, since the early days of the Laureus Award, has fallen down the pecking order. But while it was falling, it still commanded enough presence for their athletes to do well and win the Laureus Award.
Yeah, Leighton, Elaine had a brilliant 2021. Based on what you've seen from her so far, and I mean, it's very, very early to even start making assumptions. Do you think, she can repeat such an amazing season, even do better?
It's hard to say. Look, I thought if Elaine was going to challenge the world record, it had to be last year. Because once you go into off-season and come back the next year, there's no guarantee that you're going to come back and perform as well as you did the year before. What Elaine Thompson did last year was ridiculous, 1061, 1054, 1064, and 1065. Never been done before. Okay? So you're looking at something that is historic in the accomplishment. But can it be repeated? When you look at the history of track and field, no woman, not even Flo Jo, as controversial as she has been, was not able to run fast, that consistently for an entire season. So it's hard to say. She opened with a 10.89 outdoors. She ran a 7.04 indoors, which is not very far away from her 6.98 personal best indoors. But 10.89 a couple of weeks ago suggests that she's on trajectory to perhaps be the dominant female athlete in the world this year, notwithstanding the times that we've seen coming out of the United States. Most of them we needed. Brittany Brown ran 10.66 on the weekend with a 3.2 win. But when you look at what Elaine has done and the fact that she knows what to do now, it's not like it's a mystery anymore. She's had that muscle memory of what happened last year. If the training can replicate what she did last year, I don't see any reason why she can't get close to what she did last year. And that 10.89 opener suggests that she's on track.
Yeah, Leighton, I said at the top of the show that I wonder sometimes if, as Caribbean people, we take some of these accomplishments for granted. I don't think, as a very small part of the world, that any praise is too high to thrust on athletes who rise to the top of the world in most instances with conditions and facilities inferior to, you know, the USA's and the European territories of this world. Do you think, as a region, we recognize just how monumental an achievement like this is?
Yes and no. There are certain sectors of the fan base, and I use that term very loose, that will recognize the value of this award. And I think it has been enhanced by the fact that Usain Bolt won it 4 times. Given that he's probably the most popular track and field athlete in history, gives credence to the value of the award. However, I do believe that there is a larger element of this so-called fan base, that for them this is just another award. I don't think they understand the value of it or the significance of it. Because honestly, and a lot of people are going to be upset with me, a lot of fans across the Caribbean take very little interest in the sport outside of when major championships are going on. And I see that because when you look at some of the questions and some of the comments that are made on some of the social media groups that I follow primarily to get a feedback of what the dynamic is within the space of the fans. They know very little about the sport, and they care little about the sport unless somebody is winning. My argument has always been that a lot of the fans and people who claim to be fans are wagonists because if the athletes are not winning, they're not supporting them.
Yeah.
So on that basis, I think that in some sectors, they understand the value of it. In larger sections, perhaps not.
Leighton Levy, great talking to you as usual. We'll be in touch. Bye.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, Mariah and George, tremendous here. And we have gone through the list of females that had won this award before. Max Verstappen was the Sportsman of the Year. And Emma Raducanu, the teenage tennis star, the emerging awardee for 2021. Very, very big this honor for Thompson-Herah, but she has earned it.
She has definitely earned it, and what I like is the fact that she's created a space for other Caribbean women, because Leighton brought up the point, you know, when you think Usain Bolt, for men, it's easy to identify with him because somebody has already walked that path, and you feel as if, you know, you understand, he came from the same place like you know, I can probably do it as well, but it has never been done for a woman in the Caribbean, and I think that is where Elaine really stands out for me. You know, she continues to blaze a trail, and I just wish her continued success in whatever she does, because what's for sure where she's concerned is that the sky is not the limit.
2 quick points to make. The first one on the question you asked about the place of track and field and where it ranks in the pantheon of global sports for it to be so difficult for the sprinters especially to get the honor. Fact is that when you look at global sports, the biggest global sports are men's sports, and the sports that have all of the mass participation and mass buy-in from spectators are men's sports. Unfortunately, track and field does not give you a kind of heroine that you'll walk in the United States or in the major population centers in Europe, the big cities in Europe, and see their pictures plastered all over the department stores and billboards, Times Square and everything. The men have that, but the women don't. So that's a part of the reason you don't. Look at what Thompson-Herah achieved. Which Sports Illustrated cover has she graced because of that? Were it a tennis player who achieved something like that, that would have happened. You don't see her in Good Housekeeping or wherever, and that's the difference with track and field. The other point to make is this, at the risk of upsetting Andre Batiste with this comment. If you look at the list of winners of the Laureus Awards, in the 23 years the award has been handed out since the year 2000, there have been 3 women with strong Jamaican links and one with a strong Haitian link. So it again strengthens the point about the Caribbean. Naomi Osaka has a Haitian father, that's Caribbean right there. Jessica Ennis, who won it for the UK, her father is a Jamaican. Kelly Holmes, who won it for Great Britain as well, her father is a Jamaican. And of course Elaine Thompson is Jamaican through and through. So the Caribbean again, and this puts into perspective the point you make about if we understand the significance of this part of the world punching well above its weight and being equal to the established powers. For the Caribbean to have 4 women on this August list says everything about the power of this region.
Even though it's April?
Even though it's April.
We're out of time. Let's go to break. Back with more on The Zone after this.
Thank you for watching SportsMax on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay informed.